Hi, I'm Tricia, and welcome to Flew the Coop. One of the things my husband had said before he passed away, he was always thinking about stuff. He said, get some new garage doors. So I did. But in the process, I had to move everything from the garage, and I had stuff out here that I had cleaned out of the basement and everything else. So there's tons of stuff in my garage that I had to move. And and now I'm in the process of cleaning that stuff back up and organizing the garage and getting rid of a lot of stuff. So today I'm going to take you on a little bit of my thoughts of how I'm going to go about this because it's really, really bad. And if I take it as a whole, it just stresses me out thinking of all the stuff that I've got to do. So come on. And welcome to my mess. Yes, I want to fly the coop, but first I've got to get all this organized. Most of the stuff here in the garage is just things that I've accumulated, and I've moved them around so that I can get some new garage doors. And there they are. That's the inside. I'll take you on the outside here in a little bit and show you the rest. But most of this stuff is just my husband's stuff because all I had was this part over here, and it's overtaken because I had to move a lot of stuff to get the garage doors put up. And it was all pushed back that way. So now it's time for me to go through it. And I finally came to the conclusion, yes, it's all good stuff. He's got quite a few toolboxes full of tools. There's things all in it. I mean, I don't know, just stuff. I don't know if it's even working. It's got kind of a lot of stuff in it. A lot of it's new. Um, but I have no use for it. And he's got, this is really embarrassing. He's got this toolbox filled with everything imaginable. We've got ladders and stuff. I had put a bunch of wood up there. Like I said, I had to move everything away from that area up there. I'm slowly going to move it back. There's our bikes. And I was putting all of the one tools that run on batteries over there. So what I'm doing is putting like with like so that I can figure out what of these I want to keep. And I've also been looking at it this way is like I do need my tree trimmer thing up there. And I don't know, that wood over there, that was bought quite a few years ago to go in my shed for the walls to make it into a she shed. And it's never got done, but I plan on getting that done. I don't know when, but I will get it done. And maybe eventually I could put a car in here again. But all those are empty boxes, and I'm saving those for my nephew when he comes to paint my deck. Yes, I decided I'm not going to do it myself. I'm going to pay him, and I decided to pay him instead of somebody else. So, and that's what he does is he paints. So, yep, that's where I'm at here. I have a great big, probably I have a great, huge freezer, but as you see, not a lot of stuff in it because, well, we stopped having a lot of stuff anyways. So, yeah, I don't know. So, um, but that's where I've got to start. And there's another toolbox here full of junk. And I'm not going to be using all these tools. look at my new garage door openers. And here we go. They're really quite nice. So, and here we are outside. As you can see, they look really nice. They match with the house, so I won't have to have those painted. They match with my camper. So, yeah. So, let's start with a box. It's pretty heavy. So, with this box, I don't know what all this stuff is. It's like stuff that he would clean the car with. New car scent upholstery cleaner. And it's just a bunch of quick shine metal, 303 protectant. I don't know. It's just a whole tub full of stuff to clean this car with. Invisible glass cleaner. That's about it even. Wheel cleaner. I'm not cleaning wheels, I don't think. I don't know. I don't. Why does he have so many of the same thing? Okay, no more glass cleaner. So, what I'm going to say about this tub is I did buy this. I bought it for an antique sewing machine that I wanted to shine up because somebody said to use it. Well, you can see I didn't. So anyways, this is just one tub and many. And I've got to sort through it and figure out what to do. Or I don't sort through it and I stick it at the curb. And I tell, I think on Facebook you can have a curb alert of things. And my niece swears that people just come and take it away. And so I think that's what I'm going to do with this particular tub. A few years back, I had put all of his electrical stuff in a little container, and plumbing, I think, is behind there. So let's see if there's anything in those things that we want to keep. Yeah. Cable staples. Oh, those could come in handy, but I don't want them in a box that I have to. I guess that's what those are too. So let's see what is in the plumbing box. Those are some nice little, I like those. Vice grips. I'll probably keep those. I don't know what that is. Angle or something. And see where we can't find bits. Why do we have more of these in here? He's got them everywhere. That's one of those things that I'm going to have to kind of put them together and see. I don't even want to touch it. So anyways, do I sort this now or just grab the stuff out of it that I know I might want to keep and move on? Yes, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to just grab stuff that I don't know about. I'll put all of these sockets over with the other sockets and see, and go from there. And empty these out and maybe rename them for something else. Because I don't need a plumbing one or an electrical one, I don't think. Well, maybe. I don't know. See, I can't make decisions, and I know you guys are probably stuck when you start looking at this kind of stuff and thinking, what do I do with it? And I'm down to the point now that I'm thinking what I really need to look at is would I buy this now? And most of this, I'm not going to go buy none of these. So I know eventually these will be my sons will take them home, my daughter will take them home, or grandkids will come and get them. I guess I could sell them, but I hate selling stuff. I just hate it. So if they don't take it, it'll probably be donated. Electrical cords. Does anybody need that many electrical cords? And I think this tub might be just more of the same. So I'm going to wean those down and go from there. I had given my son, and then when he sold his house, it ended up back here in my garage. Well, I've got plenty of these shelving units, and I love these shelving units. They're the best. They really are. They're sturdy and they're wide, and I have a whole bunch downstairs in my crawl space for all my other junk that we'll go back. We'll work on that later. But anyways, a lot of this stuff was just things that, this is my mess. I'm telling you. Actually, this, I don't know if I want to tell you what this is. This is my emergency potty. It would be in my car. I haven't put it in my car now. I took it out of the car that I sold to my son. But what do you have in here? Toilet paper, wipes. That's a pad to put down in case you miss. And I have horse pellets. They soak up urine like crazy, and they smell good. They smell like wood. And there was another container that you would actually go in, and I'd have, it's missing some stuff out of here, like the bags and all that other stuff. So that's what that is. These shelves are actually a lot of my stuff. This wire stuff, but it's not really good for much of anything. I use that to make little cages around my plants when the rabbits were eating them. And pool noodles. You can use pool noodles for everything. I've used them to force, cut to size and force into places to keep it from jiggling in the camper. I've used them to keep the refrigerator door on the camper from opening because it doesn't have a latch at the top. It does, but I would have to take the whole door off and put another washer in it to get it to fit up to the top. And then every time that I'm stopped, I have to do that latch. And so I just cut a piece off and wedged it under the bottom. What are some other uses? Yeah, to keep drawers from coming out. There's all kinds of uses. And here's a little table and stuff. This is all like camping supplies and stuff. And here's Reflectix, because I was going to make Reflectix for my SUV. I had them already for the Suburban, already made, but when I sold that, they don't fit my Expedition. So I bought that to make more. And then I'm thinking, why? I don't think I want to camp in my Expedition. It doesn't have enough stuff for me. I'm wanting more stuff. So anyways, I'm going to have to weed all this down. I'm going to end this video. I'm not getting my garage clean. I'll bring you back once I get it cleaned, or maybe in the middle when I get a little bit further along and tell you what I'm doing with stuff. And maybe that can help you guys make some decisions. I'm no expert on it, and I don't think anybody is. And my niece and I were discussing stuff, and I like to, when I find something and I know where it belongs, I just go ahead and put it away. And she says, but if you do that, she said you need a box of stuff that goes someplace else when you're cleaning a room or something. And if that's the case, then I would take all of that stuff and I wouldn't put it with like. I would end up having a box of a bunch of stuff that I thought I'd wanted to keep, and then I'd have to sort through it again. So I don't like to do that. But her thing was, She said, if you do, don't, if you, then you would stop on that room that you're in and start doing something in another room. And I said, so, my way of doing things, I will pop. Now I'm going to go and probably do something else in another room because I don't want to get overwhelmed with this garage. And I was overwhelmed when I pushed everything back to this back. So all of that was clear. I should have took a picture of it when it was all cleared. But I'm slowly, putting it back so I can sort through this stuff. And this is going to take a long time. It's not going to be easy. There's memories and things that I know my husband bought it, and I would say, why do we need this? And he'd try to explain to me why he needed it. He never used it. But that's okay. You know, he enjoyed collecting stuff. There's things that I got and don't use them anymore. And they cost quite a bit of money, but it is what it is. So I'm going to stop right now and say later, taters. Bye. Yep, my little buddy apparently thinks he's a chicken. That's what you get when you feed us a little orphaned robin chicken food. Are you a chicken? Huh? Are you a chicken? Huh? Are you a chicken?